Hey there, hi there, hello there internet dwellers, and welcome to another episode of the GC Informer. As usual, I'm your weekend host, Orange Lightning, and well, do we have some controversial topics on the horizon today, as always seems to hit for me on the weekend. So let's get straight into it, shall we? And Valve are in trouble again with Steam. So just on the back of everything that happened in the last week with all the drama about nudity and pornography, now they're in trouble over something completely different, and the one game in particular. So whether you're aware of it or not, at the beginning of June, a game is set to release called Active Shooter, which takes place in a school setting and is described as a dynamic SWAT simulator. Basically, the idea of the game is that you play as a SWAT member and you are maneuvering through a school trying to find a shooter. Now this would be bad enough with recent stories and obviously the terrible incidents that have been happening in the US lately, but some clever bean decided, hey, you know what would make this game even more interesting? What if you could play as the shooter? Who thought that was a good idea? So as the shooter, of course, your job is to literally hunt and shoot all the children. Why is this a thing? Guys, come on now. So Valve is in trouble because an anti-gun charity in the US have jumped on this game and obviously requesting it to be shut down. And plenty of other people have spoken out about it as well. It's horrendous. Why would you want to promote this kind of violence? When will people learn from things like hatred and Postal and Manhunt? Senseless killing in games is not overly popular, and think of your target market and think of what's going on in the world right now. It's no. So the publisher of this game, Acid, have also taken to the Steam page to try and defend the project, and also noted that they wanted to put in a survival mode as well, where you would play as one of the survivors, where you were trying to survive or maybe even try and fight the shooter yourself. Again, no! They have said that the game does not promote any sort of violence, especially to do with mass shootings, but I ask you, how can that be true if you're making a game with this setting and you're playing as the shooter? It might not be promoting it, but it sure as hell isn't being subtle about it, is it? When this game was originally conceived, Acid planned to literally just make it the SWAT team going into the school, but then decided, hey, wouldn't it be interesting if we put these other modes in? Maybe it would have gone slightly less under the radar if it had just stayed as a SWAT thing, but even then, it's not a great setting to go on right now. I think timing, above all things, is really necessary in this one. So Steam have not really responded to this as of yet, but Acid have said that they are prepared to remove the shooter role from the game if it's going to create so much of a problem. So we'll have to wait and see, but oh dear. So controversy number 2. Battlefield 5 will be including female avatars within the game. Why is this controversial? Well, it's controversial because of the sort of distancing from historical accuracy, which is a fair comment if Battlefield was really obsessed with historical accuracy. So people have mainly been getting a bit upset about it because the game is set in World War II and women are being depicted as being on the front lines, which historically wasn't really a thing. Women did take part in the World War, as many of you will already know, so I don't need to teach you. But they weren't really on the front lines. They were more medicals, maybe helping out behind the front lines, and doing a lot of office jobs where the men were in the war. So women were present, yes. In some countries they did take more of a military role than others, but not really in the way that is depicted in the Battlefield 5 trailer. Not to mention she has a claw arm. No, I don't know what that's about. So DICE have responded to this, and quite frankly, they've been very blunt and very transparent about it, and basically said, the women are staying. General manager and game developer of DICE, Oscar Gabrielson, came out with a tweet that quite frankly said, "Let me be clear about one thing, player choice and female playable characters are here to stay." Now, interestingly, another reason why people have been getting upset about this as well is, aside from the historical thing, people think this is just a move to create more interest for female players of Battlefield for being able to play as a female. So rather than being any sort of direction for the game or anything, it's literally there for diversity gap filling, which some people view as cheap sort of thing. Something though that Battlefield 5 is trying to promote is that they want to tell a variety of war stories, not just the standard frontline run and gun stuff. So if that is truly the focus of Battlefield 5, if they're going to be looking at different roles perhaps, some more behind the scenes things, that could be quite exciting, quite interesting. But where I stand on this, well, you know, if they want to put women in it, then fine. If they want to promote this game as being a very strict, historically accurate game, then they'd obviously have to be super cautious about what they do with female characters. But if they're not, and it's literally just we're basing this on historical events to tell interesting stories that are a little bit out there, then I see no problem with having female characters. And finally for today, something that's actually a little bit sad for me. Wolf Among Us Season 2 will not be coming out this year as it originally been thought, but it's going to be coming out next year instead. Yep, Telltale have had to delay the second season of this awesome game series with old Bigby Wolf because of what they call a few fundamental changes. The studio explained in a recent blog post that back in November, nearly a quarter of their staff had to be laid off, which has obviously had a major knock-on effect to their production schedules. But more importantly, they're committed to exploring new ways of telling stories, and they want to take a step back and spend more time focusing on quality as well, so that they can tell the best stories. In recent years, it does seem that Telltale have been producing a lot more content than they used to. I remember the days when you would get the first episode of The Wolf Among Us, or whatever season of The Walking Dead we were on. I think it was season 2 when I actually started playing it episodic. And you would hope that each month you would get a new episode of one or the other, but sometimes you could go like 3 or 4 months and then be like, I'm dying here! And then finally get the next episode, and it would be mind-bendingly awesome. So maybe they're going to take a step back now and go into more of a really honing each of their games and each of the episodes before it comes out, which would be really good. I loved the first season of The Wolf Among Us, and to be honest, if it's about quality and making a better game, then I will wait. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Controversy follows me all the time, it would seem. Stay tuned to Gamecast for more awesome gaming content all the time, every time. And don't forget to hop over to our Discord channel where there's more exclusive content as well. And, you know, you can chat with us about whatever you want. Maybe even make some suggestions or join us, become a content creator for this channel. I'm off to MCM Expo tomorrow, hopefully it'll be fun. I'm hoping not to spend too much money. I don't actually have any money to spend now because I freaking pre-ordered the mini NES is coming back in stock. Yay! Spoilers. But anyway, take care for now, enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you all again real soon.